Hello, Scorpio. This is your extended reading, and your extended is presenting me with a turn that I was not seeing or not anticipating in the first part. And this is a moment where I feel like after you go through this very maybe chaotic phase of having to deal with a lot of things that are, being deconstructed so that you can rethink and reassess in order to rebuild your life, rebuild yourself, right? And a lot of the things that you believe in, it's like when you are more secure, not in the things that used to give you structure or used to give you security and stability, right? It's like feeling safe and secure with yourself, with the things that you have learned, with the things that, well, with the new mindset that you have found after you went inward, right? After everything that you saw so clearly and maybe so, yeah, that's the word that is coming forward, is like maybe so dramatically, right? Maybe it got to the point that, life was presenting you with subtle ways of showing you the traditional meaning of the tower, right? As I mentioned in the first part, it was already showing up at the bottom of the deck when I was shuffling, but when it came, and it's the opening card, and that to me is really significant. So it's like it is inevitable. It's already been shown to you, so there's nothing you can do to change that. But that was the destruction, in a sense, of an illusion of safety, right? And so after seeing a lot of the things that were ruling or overruling your terrain, your life, your foundation, your structure, right? And seeing that there is another way of seeing, another way of designing, another way of building your life, right? That is more in line or aligned with your path, with your destiny, right? It's like, and you allowed yourself to process this. This is when I feel like you become open to, it's not to love necessarily with the Two of Cups that is opening your reading. I want to say that there is somebody, perhaps it is an actual partner of yours, or maybe a good friend, or maybe a sibling or a parent, somebody that there is like this heart resonance, but you feel comfortable in like sharing your heart. Like it's so this part of the reading here, this extended, is showing me something that wasn't present in the first part, because I feel like that was all you. It's like you had to experience that and go through that on your own, right? But then after you had time to process all of that, it's like now you're ready to share it. Now you're ready to open your heart and have this heart-to-heart conversation. So this is what this card is talking about, a heart-to-heart, right? And the way that you are showing up, Scorpio, with the King of Swords, is no longer that you thought over, right? And maybe reset your own mind, right? With the Knight of Swords that we saw ending your first part. So it's almost like that hermit mode was allowing you to see yourself with new eyes, with new perspectives, right? And that was just the beginning to, like, for you to feel comfortable, and I want to say also like safe and sure of your thoughts, of your decisions, right? Of your analysis, because that's what you were doing. It's like you were investigating things that were so clearly shown, maybe exposed in a very dramatic kind of way, but it's like because of that, it's like the way that it went down, it's like there is no way that you can deny that that was going on, right? And so here I feel like after you process all of that, you are now feeling much more sure, much more certain of the things that you know, of your own values, of your own beliefs with the King of Swords, right? So that is the reason why you're feeling comfortable and maybe ready to have this heart-to-heart conversation, perhaps with somebody that you trust, with somebody that you love, with somebody that you see as very truthful and very also open to listening to you, right? So this, the possibility of being another person, being a partner, or maybe, somebody that you trust is very true, is very present here, but I cannot disregard the possibility of this being a conversation with your higher self, specifically because of the Hermit, right? It's like I feel like you are really going, it's like you are maybe looking at yourself with such surrender, right? But also like it's like you were going in search of yourself, right? But in a way or in a level that maybe you have never gone before, right? With the Hermit mode. And so the impact of that is that essentially you are opening your heart maybe to a higher aspect of yourself that is based in truth, that is based in something that it's like in certainties, right? In things that are, that's the thing, in pillars of truth, right? Because maybe that is exactly what you were left with, right? So it's like the open path that really, it's like opening to something that was always there, but you didn't know because of this whole structure that was covering, right, the foundation that is so true, that is so simple. But I feel like that is not necessarily your case. I want to say that I am more inclined to say that this is maybe a lover, a partner, a husband or a wife, or somebody that you consider very close to you. It's like an intimate relationship, right? And the effect that this conversation has over you, whether this is a conversation with your higher self, or this is a conversation with a partner where you feel like it's time for you to share with them this story, right, that you went through on your own. It's almost like this it's not a coming of age necessarily kind of experience, but it is this maturing process, right? Because you go from the Knight of Swords to the King of Swords. So there is growth. There is this, it's like rethinking who you are really elevates who you are, right? Brings you this growth. And so when you are ready to have this heart-to-heart conversation and you are incorporating the certainty of this aspect, this is the outcome, the Two of Pentacles. And the outcome here is like knowing exactly which step that you have to take from now on that is going to ground you, right? And this is the rebuilding that I was already seeing with the Five of Pentacles from the first part. It's almost like for the first time, maybe through your entire life, right, that this happened in such a way that you felt how absent you were from your own life. And going inward is exactly what you needed to take ownership, to rule over your thoughts, over your life, over your cornerstones, over your foundation. So occupying that place, it's like now that you had occupied that space, right? Now that you are no longer leaving that space vacant so that other opportunists could take over without your consent, perhaps, or maybe with your consent, but in a very shady way, right? Maybe in a very manipulative way. It's like now that you are taking ownership of that spot, of your own life, of your own self, that's also part of this growth. And the next step in this growth, right, in this rebuilding, is that the opening with this person, the very honest and loving conversation, I want to say very vulnerable conversation, is giving you exactly what you need to start over, right? To it's like to begin again, right? With small steps, I want to say. It's not something huge, right? It's like just knowing what is the next step, and then the next step, and then the next step. And maybe there is somebody that is really important to illuminate this, right? Because with the Sun card coming next, it's like not only there is clarity, this is the word that came with this card, right? Clarity, but not only clarity of the steps to take, but also clarity about this person. Because after the Sun, we have the Queen of Swords. And so when this card came through, to me, it was like another confirmation from what I was already sensing with the Two of Cups, that perhaps, yes, Scorpio, we are talking about a romantic partnership. Maybe we are talking about an intimate relationship that feels very close to your heart. It's like whoever is this person that is coming through here as the Queen of Swords, it's like they enlighten the room. It's like they light up your mood, right? It's like they're making your path ahead very, very clear to you. It's like by having this conversation with them in a very open and honest way, and it's more than, you know, them showing what you have to do or telling you what you have to do. It's more like giving you support, or giving you like it's almost like giving you a direction, right? Because with this Sun, usually I see it as almost like a flashlight, right? So it's like if they are showing you what steps are, you know, the most grounding for you, I want to say, being the Two of Pentacles, right? But also filled with light, right? Filled with luminosity is something that is important. It's like not only it has to be something practical, but something also small, right? Just not overwhelm you, because maybe you have been just you know, you have just come out of a very, very overwhelming situation. So it's like beginning again, but beginning small with tiny steps, right? With few steps, simple steps, and you being very, it's like your head and your mind is in a great space, right? You are very clear about the things that you now value, the things that you now think, because you had gone through that rethinking process, right? And, you know, going over and over about, you know, through the things that you found, but also like seeing yourself in that situation and how you would grow from there, right? How you would rebuild from there. And so the Sun and this Queen of Swords is also talking about it's like they are a luminous presence. They are a person that, you know, is equally as mature as now you seem to be. It's like, I don't know if they have been through a similar situation that now they are in a very similar spot that you were in, Scorpio, or if maybe they were already and they, you know, were side by side with you when you were undergoing this situation that brought you to this place. But either way, it's like you are talking the same language, right? You understand each other and they understand. That's why you have this heart-to-heart conversation, right? Because you are talking in the same wavelength. It's like there is not synchronicity, it's like what is the word? Reciprocity. There is reciprocity in this conversation, and that's the reason why you feel so just so not fearful of exposing yourself and opening up, right? There is no it's like there is no fear of being judged or being it's different than this, right? What I'm sensing, it's like this comparison with how the influence of this Hierophant was so, maybe so hard to see their real intentions, right? And with this one, it's like it's very clear from both of your sides. It's like, because especially, you know, we have the sun, so it's like, if it's clear as day, right, that both of you are seeing each other, right? It's not just that you are seeing them, it's like they are seeing you too, Scorpio. And that feels so refreshing, right? It is a new guiding light, a new direction, a new simple way that, you know, they are giving you grounded and simple steps to follow that are really, really clear to you, not just in a logical mind, but also in a way that brings, it's almost like brings this this sense of and I don't want to say joy, because joy feels like too much for you right now. I want to say it's almost like this hope. Yeah, that's the word. It's like finding hope again, right? Finding a reason to believe again, finding a reason that you know you can trust this, right? Because it's almost like, because you know they are there in a sense. And with the Seven of Cups coming next, I feel like their ability or their skill is not only to embrace you. This is the first meaning of this card, right? It's like the first thing, although they are coming as the Queen of Swords, meaning maybe very rational too, just like you, right? Or maybe too, it's like they are very direct, right? Or maybe too honest. And they see clearly, right, with the sun. So they see clearly what you're going through. So you don't have to explain too much for them. It's like they really understand you without you having to say so much, right? And because of that, it's like, because they receive you with a huge hug, right? The first thing that they do is like, just come here and I'll hug you, I'll embrace you. It doesn't matter what you're going through, or we are going to find a way out of this. And this, it's actually, you know, the Seven of Cups talks about possibilities, right? And new options, several new options. It's like gaining a new menu, right? But the way that this is coming through in the context of your entire reading here, especially in the extended, where they are coming through very powerfully, bringing in a lot of reasons to believe, a lot of reasons to have hope, right? That you are going to rebuild yourself, rebuild your life. Because the way that they are, it's almost like after you tell them what happened, right? And, you know, they have already, it's almost like they have set the atmosphere to be a very gentle, loving, and receptive atmosphere to you, Scorpio. And then after you said everything, it's like, and they listened, right? They are a really good listener. It's like they not only illuminate your path by giving you simple options, but they are presenting you with several options. It's almost like if you were in a space where you were left with barely nothing, right? And for you, it was really hard because you had to go within, like really, really intensely, right? To reassess the basis of your foundation, right? It's like the way that they are proposing a solution is that, okay, so you have this, this, and that, right? But you don't have just one option. It's like you have so many different things that you can choose from. So, and all of them are embedded with hope, right? And love and light. Because it's almost like for them, maybe they are the problem solvers, right? Maybe, and this is what came through also in the Libra reading, where Libra had somebody, or what they were somebody in somebody's life, that was the problem solver in a sense, right? They were the repairers. So maybe this is the one that is able to give you solutions that you couldn't think of just because it's not going through your mind right now, right? And this to you gives you this notion that they are perfect for you, or that they are the partners that you want to build something with, right? With the Three of Pentacles. And I feel like here, especially because at the bottom of the deck, ooh, okay. So, oh my God. So let me see if I can hold all of these cards. At the bottom of the deck, we have all of this love. The Lovers, the Ten of Cups, and the Ace of Cups. So whoever is this Queen of Swords that is your partner, is your spouse, is somebody that you care deeply for, right? And they embrace you with love too, but also with solutions that you didn't consider before. It's like with the Three of Pentacles ending this part of your reading, right? But this is extra, right? This is almost like how you are reacting with so much love after they have shown just a little bit of love, I want to say, but maybe to you is everything, right? Because maybe you lost so much already that anything that you receive, especially coming from them, who you have like this possibility of opening up your heart so much, it's like it is really significant. And so there is reason for you to believe, right? I want to say that you have a lot of love to give them, or to share with them, or to grow something with them, especially because here is like this, well, to me, the number 3 is the number of co-creating, right? It's not something that you do on your own. It's something that is together. And so because they were already giving you like a very simple guidebook that you could follow, right? It's like they're showing you the next step. It's like you don't have to worry. You have all of these options, but if you follow just this next step, you are going to be good, Scorpio. But the way that they are being so receptive to you, your next step is not only what they're giving, but you want to include them. It's like you want them to be part of this reconstruction phase of your life, right? It's like you know that your new creation would be lovely, would be filled with so much love that we already saw here, if they were part of this construction, if they were part of this co-creation, right? And maybe we're talking about like turning this into a business, right? The Three of Pentacles, to me at least, feels very hands-on in terms of building a business together or building a product together, right? So maybe we are talking about not even like a home that you have lost, but maybe we're talking about your business, right? And now there is this rebuilding of a business that maybe you wish now that they instead of, it's almost like now it's coming through like this. If the Hierophant used to be your business partner, right? And they were overimposing their desires. It's like they were using their power in a very shady way with you, right? It's like they were ruling over what you thought also, right? Or maybe overruling the terms of the contract, right? Or the foundation of that business in a way that it's just not what you wanted. So it had to crumble all together so that you could see what was at the basis. And coming out on the other side with just the cornerstones, right? And being so well received by this one, it's like maybe you want to rebuild your business with this partner that might be this, you know, a romantic partner, right? Maybe now you want them to come on board, you know, in terms of a profession, in terms of a business endeavor, not just in an intimate relationship, right? Maybe because you know, you trusted so much that Hierophant and they ended up being completely disappointing and deceptive. So maybe you now only trust somebody that, you know, is in your personal life in a way that you know that you can trust. So, but there is also a lot of love, right? We already saw the Lovers, the Ten of Cups, and the Ace of Cups. So yeah, I don't know which kind of you know, co-creation that you want to do with this Queen of Swords, but I feel like you are going to be extremely, it's like you are going to show every intention that you hold within your heart, right, with them. After they have given you freely, right, you know, whether they gave you advice, whether they gave you, I don't know, a hug, or, yeah, anything, right? It's like, you know, you are valuing what you were receiving from them, right? And now you want to, maybe you want to pay back. Maybe you want to propose something that you could, that could not only benefit you, your growth, or your rebuilding process, but also it's like benefit them. So yeah, that it's like, it's coming a lot now. But let's see what the astrological runes have as a final guidance for you, Scorpio. Yeah, okay, so the key here is communication, because Mercury came through, and you know, it's no wonder to me, because both of you came as the King and Queen of Swords. So I feel like there's a lot to talk about, perhaps maybe because you went on a very intense hermit mode, maybe for an extensive period of time, right after that tower went down. So maybe there was a lot of alone time, right? So now that you're communicating with another, or maybe with your higher self, but I tend to think here that there is an actual partner, an actual person that you are in conversation with, right? And conversation here is like a great part of this relationship. It's like communicating in a very truthful way, in a very open and honest, but also loving way is key, right? It's like there is something that needs to be put very clearly through words, right? And not just the assumption that the other one will understand. It's almost like there are things that need to be said by both parties, I want to say. But you know, because this is your reading, Scorpio, maybe this is more in regards to you, right? It's like maybe you have to tell everything to them, right? It's like, and you know, Scorpios are really good in keeping secrets, but I feel like, you know, with this Mercury, it's like, this is the moment where you cannot keep secrets from them, right? It's like you feel each other too much in such a deep level that it's no good for anybody for you to keep secrets anymore, right? So be completely honest with them, and you know, what has to unfold will unfold. I don't, you know, it's interesting because I'm seeing a lot of really good intentions coming from your part. I see that from them too. Because otherwise they wouldn't come to your aid, or they wouldn't be so open and receptive to helping you. But yeah, I don't see what's next. I see a lot of love, right? I see a lot of resonance. I see a lot of reciprocity, but I feel like there is a lot to be said, a lot to be communicated. Maybe you have to, you know, say a lot of things to them. Maybe, you know, they have to say a lot of things to you. Just, you know, be open and be honest, Scorpio. So I hope this was insightful to you and helpful to you in any way. Thank you so much for being here with me, and I'll see you next time. Bye.